What's up, guys? Winter Kills here, and first of all, I want to take the time to welcome you all to what will be hopefully a new continuing series as far as Yu-Gi-Oh content goes on my channel. And basically what this series will entail is I'm going to be playing, or at least looking into some other decks that are currently out right now that are available for play for the most part. They may have OCG support in them, like you'll see here. It's basically going to be a archetype showcase on my behalf, and there'll be a deck profile along with it. And the showcase aspect of it will be, of course, I'll have a few, maybe one or two matches recorded that you'll see after that we go into the deck profile, and then afterwards I can give you my thoughts on the deck, what I really liked about it, and my opinions on it overall, and what I think it'll do in the future as far as its relevance in the meta. But anyways, for the first archetype I wanted to go into, and a deck I've actually been slowly picking up cards for in real life for some reason. I've already picked up 1 Force Strict and 3 Tribute Lanius for some reason. I just like the way the cards look, and I've just been slowly picking them. And I picked up a Satellite Falcon Cannon as well. I don't know, it's just kind of interesting to me, and I wanted to actually look more into this archetype and to get a chance to play it. So I figured, why not do that here on this new series that was recommended to me by a subscriber. So I want to thank that person very much. You know who you are. Leave a comment down in the comments so I can thank you for this idea. But anyways, we'll go into the deck profile. So we play 3 Raidraptor Vanishing Lanius. Basically, it's like a Vega for Raidraptors. Once during your main phase, this card is normal summon, special summon, or special summon this turn. You can special summon a level 4 lower Raidraptor monster from your hand. And then you've got your Tribute Lanius, which basically acts as like a Foolish Burial for Raidraptor. And then you usually combo that off really well with the Mimicry Lanius, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And then during main phase 2, if this card is destroyed by an opponent's monster by battle, you can add a rank up magic, quick play card from your deck to hand. And then you have the restriction where you cannot special summon monsters except for Raidraptor monsters the rest of the turn. But if it's being destroyed by battle, it's usually not your turn anyways, so it helps set up that rank up play next turn anyways. And then you've got your Fuzzy Lanius. You play 3 Fuzzy Lanius. I like this card at 3. Basically, if you control Raidraptor, you can just special summon it. And then if it's sent to the graveyard, period, much like a Burning Abyss card, you can add another copy of that card, so you can add another Fuzzy Lanius back to your hand. And then the turn you do that, you also have the restriction where you can only special summon Raidraptor monsters. And now, since I'm playing the OCG variant with the Ultimate Falcon, I'm playing 3 Lastrix. Basically, the first effect isn't really too relevant. The other effect that I use is, that I have been using while I've been playing this, is that you contribute this card. Your opponent takes no battle damage this turn, but you can special summon 1 Raidraptor Xyz monster from your extra deck in defense. But its effects are negated, also return to the extra deck during the end phase, and you can only use its effects 1 turn. So this card is actually really awesome, and I think it's really busted for the deck. So you basically go into your Satellite Cannon Falcon, you'd summon that in defense, and then you use Skip Force to summon out the Ultimate Falcon. And it's just a really fun combo to go into basically the new towers for the deck. And when I say it's towers, it's better than towers, I would say, as far as for its effect go, and I think it looks a lot cooler than towers. But it's not as good as the Super Quantum Towers, the Megazorg, the Mechalord, Mangus, whatever his name is. So that's a really easy way to go into him. And then we're playing 2 Mimicry Lanius, combos well with the Tribute Lanius. When it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to add another Raidraptor from deck to hand. 2 Sharp Lanius, once per turn during your main phase, if this card was normal or special summon, you can basically turn one of your opponent's monsters to defense. Then if it attacks, you can search a Raidraptor. And the thing that's nice about that is it's turning something to defense, so it's probably more than likely it's going to have less defense, so it combos really well to get that free search. Even if it dies when it attacks, you can still search, I believe. Yeah, if this card attacked this turn, you can target 1 Raidraptor monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. Okay, that's what I meant. It doesn't search, it special summons. Don't mind that, I'm still new to the deck just a little bit, so that's the point of this series, playing decks that I haven't played before. And then we got 2 Raidraptor Singing Lanius. So when I was messing around with this previously, I was just playing 1 Singing Lanius. because I found myself going to like always search for it. You do need an Ixies monster on your side of the field, and I originally thought you needed a Raidraptor Ixies, but it turns out it's just an Ixies in general. So if you go into Infinity or something, it's a free special summon, and then combo as well with like Instant Fusion. If you've got like another rank 4 play there off Instant Fusion, you can summon that out, and it combos really well with the Vanishing Lanius up here. It just creates so many combos, and I've actually decided to bump it up to 2, because I like it that much. It's a really nice card to search sort of at the end of your combo to help continue those combos. And then I play one last Booster Strix. Basically, this is for protection for your Ultimate Falcon. I find that 1 is good, because basically if they're going to beat over it, this is how you stop that. It is unaffected by card effects. The only way they're really going to get over it is by beating over it, and this is your protection from that. Next, you play 3 Upstart Goblin, just a personal preference of mine. You don't have to play this card, I like it. 3 Nest, might cut this to 2. It is a nice card though if you have 2 more Raidraptor monsters, which is very easy to get 2 of those on the field because you can spam the board pretty fast, especially when you're making multiple 4 Strix in a turn and you have Vanishing Lanius going off and you have your Fuzzy Laniuses to combo. It's just pretty easy to make a pretty big field. Basically, if you have 2 more, you can just add a Raidraptor monster from deck or graveyard to your hand, and you can only use once per turn. Then we play 3 Skip Force. In my opinion, the best rank up card for the deck. You can target 1 Raidraptor Ixies monster you control, and then special summon the extra deck 1 Raidraptor monster that is 2 ranks higher. So that combos well with the 4 Strix into the Revolution Falcon, also for the Satellite Cannon into the Ultimate Falcon. To make some of your better plays. And then its second effect is that you can banish itself and another Raidraptor monster to special summon another Raidraptor Ixies monster out of your graveyard. So if they do manage to get rid of your Ultimate Falcon, you can just use that to bring it back. It's a 3500 beat stick that is unaffected by card effects. So yeah, that's a really nice combo as well. 2 Instant Fusion, really nice when you're not under that restriction, which basically if you play it smart and what effects you're going to use that turn, Instant Fusion is really helpful for when you just need a rank 4 play to go into, whether it be going into a 4 Strix, which is generic, or the Zero Fine or Castel. I really like the utility of Instant Fusion. I play 1 Soul Shave Force. This is for your Infinity play. Basically, you pay half your life points, and that's why I'm playing 1, is you target 1 Raidraptor Ixies monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and then from your extra deck, you basically overlay an Ixies monster that is 2 ranks higher, and then you use that Ixies monster that you special summon for your grave as material. So basically that would combo really well with your 4 Strix or your Rise Falcon if need be to go into Infinity, which is a very, very strong play. And then I'm playing 1 Raidraptor Call, and the games I played so far I haven't used this, but the fact is as follows. You can target 1 Raidraptor monster you control, special summon 1 monster of the same name as that monster on the field from your hand or deck in defense position. You can only activate once per turn, and then you have the restriction of you can only special summon Raidraptors. I like this. It's just kind of like if you don't open up too well, this kind of helps speeds up your plays. Like if you have a Fuzzy Lanius on board, you can go grab another Fuzzy Lanius. If you have a Vanishing Lanius, you can go get another one, and then from there you can special summon another one out of your hand using Vanishing Lanius's effects. It's just helpful to get some combos going if you don't open up too well. 1 for 1. This is just to get out your last Strix. It's actually kind of good that 1 for 1 is at 1 and you can only play 1. I wouldn't play more than 1 if I had the chance, because the last Strix is really only good when you have the Skip Force to combo off with it. So I'm debating whether or not I'm still going to keep this card in, but I'm playing it for now. Raigeki and then Allure, because pretty much every monster in here is dark, and actually it is all dark monsters. So free draw power. And then for traps, 3 Strike, 1 Gust, and 1 Icarus Attack, just because they fit really, really well. Definitely liking the Gust, and the strikes are really, really nice, obviously. I play 3 4 Strike in the extra deck, 1 Rise Falcon, 1 Revolution Falcon, 2 Satellite Cannon to go into the 2 Ultimate, just the 1 Infinity, 0 Fine, which is really, really awesome card, and then you got your Castel, and then I play 1 77, the 7 Sins. You can also put this over top of the Ultimate Falcon and do some pretty crazy stuff with this card. It's not the best play to go into because you cannot use his effects the turn he's summoned, I believe. You have to sort of wait a turn. It's just sort of more of a for fun, and it's kind of gimmicky, but the card is really, really powerful. I'll go ahead and read the effect to you guys if you don't know exactly what it does. If summoned this way, the following effect cannot be activated this turn, but once per turn you can attach 2 Xyz material from this card. So obviously if you're going to go in from Satellite Cannon to this, you'd need to go into this, so you'd have the 2 materials for it. So basically, once you attach 2 Xyz materials to this card, banish as many special summon monsters your opponent controls as possible, then attach one of those banished monsters to this card as Xyz material. If this face-up card on the field would be destroyed by a battle or a card effect, you can attach one Xyz material from this card instead. So you basically go in from the Cannon, Falcon to the Ultimate into 77 Sins, destroy their field, take 1, and then you can still protect it. And it has 4,000 attack. It's a pretty good card, and I actually really like it here as a 1-of. And then obviously we're playing 2 Norden for the 2 instant fusion. Alright guys, so here we are with the showcase aspect of the video, where I'll be basically showing you a match that I ended up playing with Raidraptors. This is my second time ever playing Raidraptors. I wanted to play one match prior with my friend who's playing up there in blue against Melodius, just so I could get acclimated with some of the cards, so I wouldn't be going in completely blind. But I wanted it to be more of a learning experience than anything, just kind of going through, you know, my first time playing the deck. That way I could sort of like learn new plays as I go, and get a good impression on the deck and not become biased, you know, like and opinionated if I would have started playing the deck for a long time and then becoming like really you know, fond of the deck, I should say, and then knowing a lot of the ins and outs and been able to form a more biased opinion. But this kind of, I went in blind getting to play the deck for the first time, and it was actually really nice to play the deck. I did enjoy playing it. But yeah, I'm going to be playing against BA, if you couldn't already tell. It's a bit of a strike war going on right now. So yeah, it was a pretty difficult matchup. I think it was a solid matchup. I think it was a balanced matchup. I don't think it was too one-sided. As you see now, I'm going to go into the Tribute Lanius and then go into Double Fuzzy Lanius. And I did use the Raidraptor Call to bring out a second Fuzzy Lanius. Now I'm just basically trying to set up for another Xyz play. I could go into Force Tricks, get another Search. I do have Icarus Attack, so I kind of want to set that up as well and kind of get an extra monster on board that isn't one of my Xyz monsters, because I don't want to get rid of that and leave myself wide open. I figured Force Tricks is my best bet. Right now it's got 2,500 defense. So yeah, I wanted to add that Tribute Lanius so I could set up next turn. I do have another Fuzzy Lanius in hand. Obviously can't use this effect, it's once per turn. I'll swing in with the 1,800 and the 100 just to get that extra bit of damage in. I'll set the Icarus Attack and pass, hoping that if he goes, you know, to summon maybe a Fiendish Rhino Warrior or maybe just any BAs in general, I could pop them off with the Icarus Attack, but he has Dark Hole instead, so that's going to shut that off right there. And now he's going to go into the Speedroid part engine, Tekkenborg, I believe his name is, and Terratop. We'll set up that beautiful Dante play, then go into, and then he'll normal summon that Graph out, I believe. And then he'll set 2 and pass. I upstart Raigeki just so I can sort of kind of clear the way of any Fire Lakes, just in case he has one. He'll summon one off Graph. It's going to be Skarm, so I'm going to go in with Tribute Lanius. Tribute Lanius is going to send Mimicry Lanius. I have a very hard time hitting the banish button, so that's why I've got to add to my hand a couple times. I thought, now this is a bit of a misplay on my part, I thought that the Mimicry could search any Raidraptor card, but only searches monsters. Well, it does search Raidraptor cards. And I thought that some of the rank up spells had Raidraptor in its name, and turns out they don't, at least the ones that I'm playing at the moment, which is, at that point, I kind of wanted to realize in my build I should have incorporated at least one of the quick play Raidraptor spells, like the Raidraptor Force, and I believe that at least one of the rank up Raidraptor spells has Raidraptor in its name that you could search. I could be wrong though, that's why there's that bit of confusion there when searching. So now I'm going to Icarus Attack the way the 2 back row. It's a Raigeki and a Good and Evil. I figure that's a good enough hit, so I have to pass over to him and hope I don't get OTK'd. He'll mill off Dante, hitting a, I believe it was a Good and Evil. He'll send, well, the Good and Evil he had in his grave already. He'll send, he'll banish it and Skarm, and he'll have the Graph to attack in for the 3,500 for game by 500. I'm gonna end up going first, and I think one of the goals I had was to go first, just so if I did end up opening the Ultimate Falcon, it'd be pretty much game over because I could stop his whole plays for the turn, and then not only that, but he wouldn't have been able to get over it. I don't think there's any way that his deck can get over Ultimate Falcon, so that's why I wanted to be so aggressive and go for that play and go first. And that's also why I kind of regret not playing an extra Soul Shave. However, it wouldn't allow me to go into Ultimate Falcon necessarily. It's more for the Infinity play, which even that is still a very strong first turn play, which I really do wish I would have played. And I also, another card I wish I would have played, or maybe in the future one I'm playing, is FO Utopic Future. Basically, I can take my dead Force Tricks and overlay those and help steal monsters. Just another extra bonus play. Maybe cut a Norden in the extra deck for it next time. So I go first turn, double Force Tricks, thanks to Instant Fusion, and get double searches. And I've got the double Skip Force, and didn't open up the last tricks to go into the Ultimate Falcon. He's going to go over there with a Speed Right engine once again, setting up that Dante play. He'll mill the graph off that Dante, go into Sir. Very, very good setup. My Force Tricks right now at the moment is at 2,500 defense. They're both at 2,500 defense, so Dante can't quite get over it until he makes another Dante. He'll detach the Farfa, banish one of them, dropping his defense to 2k, swinging over one, hitting me directly for 25. They'll both switch to defense. In main phase 2, he's going to go into Beatrice. Now, I kind of make a weird play here in fear of him having another Farfa in deck, since Beatrice has the ability to, during either player's turn, send one, I believe, card or monster, whichever of the two, to the graveyard during either player's turn. So I was kind of fearful of the Farfa. So I kind of wanted to be able to set up a play where I'd be able to, if one got Farfa'd off, I could have another backup play. So I'm going to start things off with a Tribute Lanius. Not ready to use the Fuzzy Lanius yet. Tribute Lanius will send Mimicry. Mimicry will banish itself, and I'll search the Singing Lanius. Again, another card that I really like, because it basically sets up at this moment a free rank 4 without having to use the Fuzzy Lanius. And I'll get that search off the nest, and I'll Raidraptor call out another Tribute Lanius, and I'll use the Skip Force into the Revolution Falcon. And luckily at this point, I don't actually think he had another Farfa to send, so it really wouldn't have done him too much at this point. So I'm going to be able to get over the Beatrice anyways, being able to attack all monsters, and basically put their attack and defense to 0, and I'll be able to get over that Beatrice right there. So that's nice. Now that that's gone, he does end up getting a bunch of effects going off, and I really was trying to hustle for this Ultimate Falcon, so I end up using the Last Tricks effect, which I really barely use, and I figured this is going to be my only moment to really be able to get this playoff. So I just needed to get that Last Tricks on board, and this ended up being the way I did it. He ended up getting a lot of effects off, but I just needed to get an attack so I could get it on board, so I could set up the Skip Force I currently have. So I go and do another Last Tricks. I'm going to tribute away I go into another Force Tricks. Last Tricks will tribute off for Satellite Cannon, and then we'll go into the Ultimate Falcon main phase 2. Now I believe back there I should have been able to kill his Dante that he had set in defense position with the Revolution Falcon's effect, because it does attack all monsters, I believe, and set their attack and defense to 0. I'm not exactly sure if that was a misplay or not, but regardless, I still am able to get the Ultimate Falcon on board, and it's still pretty much a win condition, so it really doesn't matter too much. He'll stop the first Skip Force with a strike, and I'm checking, and him double checking to see if that is not once per turn. So I end up going into another Skip Force and banishing it, and another Raidraptor engraved to summon out Satellite Cannon. Again, a free 3k beat stick. I really love that aspect of how it's all generalized under Raidraptor. It doesn't say Raidraptor level 4 or lower, Raidraptor exceeds rank 4 or lower, you know what I'm saying? It's just Raidraptor, period. And that's one thing I really like about the deck. You can just summon out at certain points these huge Raidraptor monsters for little to no cost. So if I had an Ultimate Falcon engrave with the Skip Force, I could easily summon it back out with that Skip Force engrave if I had the fodder to banish, obviously, for the Skip Force. And I really like that aspect of the deck, and the whole spamming ability that you're currently seeing right now, being able to out his field and having this huge board. Unfortunately, that Pilgrim is going to knock the Raidraptors Raptor's Gust out of my hand, which would inevitably would have negated this Dark Hole he's about to drop on me. I mean, what are you going to do? That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes. Of course, he hits the Gust out of my hand, and then he'll have a Fiendish Rhino Warrior to combo off with that. Luckily, the Ultimate Falcon is unaffected by card effects, so that's going to stay, which is really, really nice. And I've got, just in case he can beat over it, I've got that other Raidraptor in my hand. Not exactly sure of its name at the moment, but it's the one there on the far right. Basically, when it's attacked or attacking a monster, basically I can discard it and destroy the monster that was attacking it, and he wouldn't be able to get over my Ultimate Falcon. That was the biggest fear I had of him, being able to make a monster that he could get over the Ultimate Falcon with. And I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but there is a BA card that allows you to boost one of your BA monsters by 800 attack. Not exactly sure what that is. I could be mistaken, though. I think it might be one of the fusion spell cards. I could be wrong, though. And here I draw the Soul Shave, a card I wish I would have had turns ago, just because I only play one, and I didn't want it to be too bricky, so I started off with one. And again, like I mentioned before, this is a build I threw together completely by myself with a little bit of help from my friend who's a little bit more familiar with the deck than I am. So I go for Infinity, and then I go for Castel. Of course, no restrictions being held here. Thankfully, I'm able to go into Castel, which is nice. And I make Infinity, not trying to steal the FO Utopic Future he made, but in fear of a Veiler that he would have had inevitably to stop the Castel, and he did have the Veiler. And Infinity is going to be able to negate that Veiler. Castel will spin it back, and I'll be able to swing in for a game just enough. 2135 and 2K swinging in. Just enough damage that we need there. And now we're going to go into Game 3. Game 3 is a lot shorter, and you'll see why. So I'm going to go upstart into the Sharplanius, into Raidraptor Call. Again, this is one thing I mentioned earlier in the deck profile, I think. And basically, a Raptor Call makes a lot of your dead hands a little bit better, because at least you can get a rank 4 on board, get a 4 Strix with that 20 or that 2K defense, and get yourself a free search. And I'll get a search anyways off Nest, which will combo well really nicely. So I end up getting a double search. I'll go Vanishing Lanius into Tribute, just so in case I have next turn, if I do survive and I'm able to make a play next turn, I have it rank 4 that is unrestricted basically on what I can make. Vanishing Lanius into Tribute Lanius doesn't give me any restrictions. If I need to make a Castle, I can make a Castel. If I need to make a 4 Strix, I can make a 4 Strix, so on and so forth. And it's also going to set up that Nest that I have set. But he's going to mill Farfa off that Dante. Farfa will get rid of 4 Strix. Now I'm basically in the danger zone with BA. If he's got enough monsters in his hand at this point, he could go double Dante Acid Golem. And then with that Seer there, and the Rubik he added, it's getting pretty close. Luckily, he maybe didn't have enough monsters in hand to just be able to summon out, or maybe monsters that he didn't already use their effects, and didn't mill anything too good off that Dante. So I'm going into 2 back row here, worried for Fire Lake, and there it is. Fire Lake is going to shut down pretty much my whole play. I don't even get a search off that Nest, because Fire Lake will pop that as well, and the whole continuous spell thing. So I set Strike and pass with the 3,000 life points, and he'll end up just popping the Strike off anyways. So that'll be it for the match. That match actually took about like an hour in real time. For one, because it was just grindy, and 2, because I wanted to take my time to try to make some of the best plays. Yeah, there could have been some misplays on my part. Obviously, this is my I think this is my 2nd time ever playing the deck, and I thought I did pretty good with it. And I really, really like the deck's play style. I like how it can, it's a rank 4 toolbox. It can basically spam the 4 Strix and get a whole bunch of searches, especially if you're comboing it off with a Fuzzy Lanius, and it nets you a bunch of extra searches. Going into Vanishing, into Tribute, sending Mimicry, getting that search. And I think at one point in the game I ended up using the last Strix effect, just so I could get him on the board in order to be fodder for the Skip Force, so I could use this effect to get the cannon, satellite cannon, and then main phase 2 go into the Ultimate Falcon, which ended up helping me win game 2 because he just could not out the Ultimate Falcon. He didn't have anything that was big enough to get over it. Even Acid Golem at that point, as we know, was not enough to get over it. And even if he was going to try to get over it, I did have the Booster Strix in my hand just in case he was able to summon something with high enough attack. So that was good having. I definitely like the Booster Strix as a one of. If I could change anything, I'd probably play more Soul Shave Force, because being able to go into Infinity, like in Game 2, helped set up a lot of extra damage, and I really enjoyed that. So I think I might play this card more. I think I might play it maybe as like a 2 of, and maybe cut down on Nest. Call I really liked. It definitely helped make a lot of my dead hands a little bit better, more playable. And what sucked that one game is the Raptor's Gust, which would have, you know, sealed the deal against that Dark Hole. Even though it didn't matter, I still ended up winning. I had a field of 5 monsters. If I would have had the Raptor's Gust, if he didn't knock that out of my hand with that Pilgrim, you know, it would have been a lot better off had I been able to stop the Dark Hole, and I would have won that game a little bit faster. Other than that, like, just being able to, you know, pinpoint how you're going to play the deck and what monsters you're going to use, whether it be going Vanishing into like a Tribute or Vanishing into anything, so you can still overlay into other stuff, and then kind of saving the Fuzzy Lanius for another summon, because you want to use it wisely, or else you won't be able to summon anything but Raidraptors. So you want to be careful in how you take into account that. And then the Singing Lanius was nice. It helped to extend plays. Another thing I might want to try though with a deck in the future is maybe playing Double Summon. I think Double Summon would be very, very cool, or even playing a Gem Knight engine in here. I think that'd be very cool as well. There were so many times where I wanted an extra normal summon, and that would have been very helpful. The Lure was nice, the Strikes was nice, the Icarus attack was really nice. I did enjoy that. The 1-for-1 I might cut altogether. But yeah, I think the one problem was I just didn't see enough rank up cards, and it's actually very hard to search, because the only way you can search is by using one of these guys' effect that gets you that search. Yeah, the Tribute Lanius, basically if he attacks, or if he destroys monster by battle, you can search the rank up quick play, which I don't even think I am playing quick plays, so I didn't have any ways to end up searching any of my rank ups. So I want to change that in the future by playing possibly one of the quick play ones, or just playing more Soul Shave in general, just so I can see the card a lot faster, because a lot of times I wanted to make offensive plays and sort of push for damage. I really couldn't, because I just had to go into this thing, which really doesn't do too much unless you have other stuff on your side of the field. Revolution Falcon was nice. I did like that. Didn't really make Rise Falcon that much. And I might play other rank 4s in the future, maybe like Honor Arc or something, just is another good rank 4 that'll help for removal and stuff like that, dealing with problem cards. Twin Twister, I probably would have sided, and we did matches with no siding just to test the main board, and it worked pretty well. I did enjoy playing the deck. I had a lot of fun playing it. Definitely a really fun archetype that I might pick up in real life very soon, actually, since I have some of the cards for it. I have like triple Tribute Lanius, and then 1 Force Strix and a Satellite Cannon, so I'm not too far away. A lot of the stuff isn't that expensive. It's just a lot of commons and rares and stuff, and I already have Instant Fusions, Raigeki, and stuff like that. I'll learn a lot of the extra deck already. So yeah, I might be playing this deck in real life, and I think once Ultimate Falcon comes out, I think this deck will see a lot more play, just because, you know, any deck that can bring out towers is pretty relevant, and it can do it pretty easily as long as you open up your Last Strix and the Skip Force. And I think we're getting Skip Force and Ultimate Falcon and Shining Victory, which is the next set, I believe. I could be wrong though. I'm pretty sure that's when they're coming out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this build and showcase of Raidraptors. Again, first time playing. If you guys wanted to leave me any suggestions on my playstyle, on my build, I threw this build together entirely by myself. I didn't look up any you know, other deck profiles. Woohoo, good for me. But if you guys are, you know, a lot better at Raidraptors than I am, I'm sure there's most of you out there who are, do me a favor and let me know in the comments, like, some things I can improve on, and some constructive criticism. It'd be greatly appreciated, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this new sort of thing we're doing here on the channel, new series we got going here. And yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed, leave your comments down in the comment section below, and as always, guys, If you're new here, do yourself a favor and subscribe. The support is greatly appreciated. Cannot stress that enough. As always, Winner Kills signing out. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching.